Hello girlies and happy birthday to me. It is currently my 24th birthday. I'm glowing because I've accomplished things I want to accomplish. I got my collection out 2 days ago on Monday, June 9th. I just sent out an email sending my email subscribers my birthday discount. I've done my social media work for the day and now it's time to treat myself. I was initially going to treat myself by crocheting a top, and I might still do that, but I think an even better treat for myself would be going to a thrift store and picking up some t-shirts to hopefully turn into t-shirt yarn to make some purses. So let's go do that. If you're wondering, no, I'm not home. I'm currently pet sitting. Meet Gumball. Gumball, say hi to the people. Say hi. My fave kitty. Anyways, the thrift store is right up the street, so I'm just gonna walk and maybe I'll vlog inside. I don't know. If you're wondering, have I ever made t-shirt yarn? No. But how hard could it be? Can't be that hard. Today I'm feeling bold and like talking for some reason. So anyways, I had this idea actually for a little bit of time. I was sitting at my market and I was looking at my NYGC shoulder bags, these, and I was like, how could I improve that? I just feel like on my table, they look a little bit flimsy. And so I'm hoping that by using a more structured fiber, like a t-shirt, it'll look more like something to people. Plus I like the sustainability aspect, using old t-shirts. The thrift store that I'm headed to isn't like a Goodwill or Salvation Army. It's like a whole other chain sort of situation, and I really like it. It's one of those ones where like you can donate, but instead of getting a bag, you can like donate to a nonprofit, and they specifically do stuff with HIV and AIDS and whatnot, which we appreciate their support. We, the people. Anyways, happy Pride. So yeah, my thought is that if I use a more structured bag, they'll look a bit more impressive. What if I use a more structured material, they'll look more impressive to people. Just because t-shirt bags, t-shirt yarn is trending in the bag world, while I don't really plan on changing the structure of my bag too much to match the more aesthetic t-shirt bags that are currently trending, I do think that switching the material can elevate them ever so slightly. So yeah. All right, I'm like 5 minutes away. I'll talk to you in the store. I just saw my first ever We Stand With Israel yard sign. I don't unintentionally not talk about politics on this channel. I'm actually a very political girly. But if you don't know, that's free Palestine all the way, then I don't know what to tell you. All right, I'm back from out of the closet. That was very quick. It is quite toasty outside. Hello. But I didn't want to just walk around in my bandeau since I was walking. Oh my gosh. Walk around in your bandeau if you want. No, I honestly could have, but I wasn't thinking. All right. I did not end up recording inside, as you saw, because they were playing music kind of loudly, so I didn't even want to deal with that. But they'd updated since last I've been there. First of all, the women's section used to be right when you walked in, but now it's the men's section first, which is cool because that's where I knew I'd find the type of shirts I was looking for. 2, they now have like, I would say 60% of the store dedicated to the thrift store of it all, and 40% of it dedicated to a sexual health clinic with its own pharmacy. It doesn't seem as though it was like fully functioning and set up yet, but that's really cool that they've got that built out. It looks really cool and really nice and very much slay. So I ended up only spending $4 and I got 2 things. I was looking at a few different colors and textures and things like that, but one, I was trying to be mindful of only grabbing shirts that were either a little bit more, not tattered, but like, you know, I didn't want to grab anything with a graphic for now in case someone did care for that graphic, and I also didn't want to grab like the best quality plain t-shirts in case people in that size wanted a nice quality t-shirt, you know. So I stuck to Gildan and Target, even though. So this is an extra large, no, 2XL, I think. Yeah, 2XL gray slay. And then I was really wanting a color that I could maybe turn into a bag for my outfit tonight. And so I found this black medium. Yeah, this black medium that I think should be enough fabric, I'm hoping, for a small NYGC shoulder bag. What do I call it? Small bow shoulder bag. So I'm going to look up a tutorial, make myself a cranberry water, and get moving. But yeah, these two ended up being like, because they're green tags, it was 50% off that color, and each shirt was supposed to be $4 each, and I only ended up spending $4. So slay. We are very much so on a budget right now. On a budget of me still living my life, but I have some very big things that I have to take care of. So $4 for the win. Okay, it's also currently 12:43. I would like to be dressed and ready by like 5:45, 6. So we're gonna be starting with the black. I'm very anti-tripod as of late. But okay, I watched a tutorial. Well, I didn't finish the tutorial, but I have a pretty good idea where things are headed. So she said that you need a good t-shirt that has no side seams. This has no side seams. And we're going to cut the top part off, so from the armpit up off, and we're going to cut the bottom hem off. It's actually much harder to cut a t-shirt than I remember. I was that girl who would like make all the cool funky t-shirt designs, like for class t-shirts and family reunion t-shirts and all those things, so I'm very familiar with this. All right, this top one is quite funky, but I was also trying to maximize the amount that I had, so. All right, now I have my tube with no seams, and she said to fold it over almost all the way. Hello. I love how I'm crafting on my birthday. This is my kind of birthday. All right. Folding it over almost halfway. Just trying to straighten her out. Gumball is watching me and judging, of course. All right, it's pre-straightened. And she folded hers over to 1 inch, but this is the biggest hook that I have on me. It's 6.5. And because I'm an expert, no, I'm kidding. Oh, shoot. I swore I had a ruler of sorts in here. Well, I have measuring tape, but I thought I had a hard ruler. I guess I don't. All right, my goal is to make 1/2 inch slices because I only have such a small hook. So let's get that situated. That looks like about 1/2 inch. And it is exactly, well, we could probably go up a little bit. Something like that. Yeah, okay, 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to be cutting 1/2 inch slices all down this, going lengthwise. Cutting through the first part of my half, but ending there. All right, I have about 18.5 inches of length, so that should get us what, 9-ish cuts? We shall see.
am such a better person for being a mother. As hard as it is and as critical as I can be of myself, I feel like motherhood has made me so much more resilient, so much more thoughtful and empathetic and patient and nurturing.
I have my strip, definitely looking good. At the very beginning, I did in fact slice one part. We'll see how that ends up affecting me. But I think this will be enough for me to make a mini size bag. At least that's my hope. I do also have this little bit of extra and I have this. So we're gonna make something shake. Anyways, the next step is to lay this all out and start making horizontal slices, which is going to get me the actual yarn of it all. Let's see here. This shirt feels really good. Like, this is the exact texture that I was thinking when I was envisioning at my market what I wanted this bag to feel like. My aunts also called me while I was finishing this up, and it was nice to talk to them. There's nothing like a birthday. I was telling my mom that, like, I always knew I was a birthday person. I'm not really the biggest, like, super big one ginormous celebration because it stresses me out, but I do love like little moments throughout the day of receiving texts from like friends and families. I enjoy like planning little moments with my friends and family. Yeah, I really do love that. People who like don't enjoy their birthday, it does make me sad. Okay, so the next step is to just start doing horizontal slices. But I'm not exactly certain how to start that, so I'm gonna watch a video. Hold on. It's currently 1:40. I'm doing my final slice. Good job. And now I have all of this that I'm going to lightly stretch as I ball up. Very lightly. Don't want to pull on it too hard because this is a little bit thinner. I feel like this is going to end up being the perfect thickness, especially since, like I said, I only have a 6.5 millimeter hook. Gumball! Gumball! What is it? What is it? He wants his treat. I'll give it to him after I do this. All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna ball all this up. All this up, lightly stretching it, very lightly. I don't think I stretch all these pieces out, but it's okay. Just want a light stretch. This is the thickness of my cord. I feel like it's kind of giving like, you know, almost regular yarn thickness. Maybe a little bit thicker, maybe more of like a weight 7. Wait, I'm sorry. If I usually use like a weight 5, like a bulky weight, then this probably gives like kind of like the thickness of like a velvet yarn. That's, now we got a tangle. You know what, this was actually a really good amount. I have hope that this will be enough. And it was a really fun exercise. I mean, I haven't crocheted with this yet, but so far I'm really liking this. This was a medium-sized shirt, like I said, and I'm already getting ideas for things that I can make. Like, can you imagine if I collected enough of this and I made like one of my tied up cardigans, but with this, so it actually gave more like jackety. And then instead of, I mean, I could maybe crochet the ties, but I could also just like have this loose as a tie. I feel like that would be really fun. I was just thinking of something that like I could do in more of like a, not messy, but like in a where I could use multiple colors type way. All right, I'll come back to you when I've gone through this. Let me tell you something. This is a dense ball, okay? Do you hear that? This is dense. This is promising. All right, I'm going to head upstairs. Imagine I wear this as a shirt. What would this give? I'm covering myself in yarn fibers. I mean shirt fibers. You know what? I don't hate it. It gives like dancer chic. Gumbo. You can't go outside. You can come with me upstairs though. But yeah, this gives dancer chic. You know, like I'm about to... Y'all didn't know I was a dancer in a past life. Okay, let's go upstairs. Welcome to outside. Hello. Do I have a tripod? Yes. Do I want to use it? No. Not really. This will work. So, I have my pattern for my OG bow shoulder bag that I think we're just gonna adapt. I would love to make it actually the exact same and then these just be slightly bigger because of the material. If I could find her, you know, a pattern writer to my own self. My dad was asking that today. He was like, oh, like how do you keep track of everything? And I was like, oh, I write it all down. All right, here's her. Here are my notes. Quick little flash. And we're gonna do small. It's supposed to only take me like 2 hours. It's currently 1:49, so I should be done with time to spare. Those are famous last words. This is what we're working with. This. Let's start it on camera together and then see how far we get. So, I think this is low-key basically the same weight. Not actual weight, but like yarn weight. It's definitely bulkier and stretchier. All right, we're trying to get to 6 inches or something like that. Okay. I will be stretching a bit as I go. Crocheting pretty nicely with my 6.5. It is just a little bit like elastic is the best way to put it. Like it has some resistance, but nothing bad. Don't hate. All right, I'm gonna lock in and get through this first part and I'll meet you when I'm at the mesh. Okay, I did a bad job filming, but this is as far as I've gotten. It's about the thickness that I want. In the perfect world, I would probably have at least one more row, but I can live with this. This is all the t-shirt that I have left. So I'm going to figure out what I can do with the scraps that are currently downstairs. But yeah, I am covered. The environment is covered with this. It's very easy to get off, but note to self, pull it out in a garbage bag or outside so all these little fibers can find themselves not attached to me. But I'm really liking the structure. Like it's feeling thick and plush. It's pretty easy to crochet with. I don't feel like I'm straining my hand at all, but I will need more. So let's cut some more. Okay, I'm back. It's currently 3:58. I cut up the rest of my shirt. I'll show you how much of the shirt I have left when I finish this, but this is the amount of yarn that I have. Not a lot. I did finish the base of the bag and I'm moving on to the strap. My idea is to do single crochets around this potentially, but if I don't have enough, then that's not the worst thing in the world. So yeah, I'm just trying to go here. I'm not going to do any slip stitches for this bag because I don't have enough yarn, I don't think. And we're keeping our fingers crossed. I've gotten my call time. I think my friend's going to be here by like 5:45. And it's currently 4. So I have an hour to finish this. And then 45 minutes to get ready. Plus clean up a little bit because I am still in fact covered in black fiber. Okay, this is where we're at currently. And this is all the yarn that I have. So I can either change this up somehow, some way, or live with it. I'm gonna stuff it with everything but my phone because I'm recording my phone. Got my wallet, which I already know fits. But I mean, she's not the worst. She's very much so giving like first try, but she's not the worst. And it's black at the end of the day, so like, I just feel like it, yeah. I also like made these ties like really lopsided. But anyways, I also usually travel with some tissue. I don't actually need any of those keys, but I'll bring this key J and K. So we got tissues, lip gloss, of course. And I always travel with a glasses cleaner. I actually might not bring my key. I really don't have a need for it. And this is where we're at. I mean, compared to my girl, my Old Faithful, the bag I'd be wearing tonight instead, we have boom and boom. I did want this to have a bit more impact, but I truly just ran out of yarn at the end of the day. I don't think it's terrible, and I do think it looks cleaner than this one. No offense to you, girl, you still look great, but I just feel like this one looks a bit more casual versus this does look a bit more dressed up. So yeah. I don't know, I'm gonna like let this simmer for a little bit.